connection famous. They want a house on the hill, no payments. I've been working hard, hear it in the dialogue. Figure for a leg like anybody thinking that I'm wasted. Welcome to Future Wrestling Podcast right here on Future Entertainment. I'm your host, Logan Myers, and you guys can follow me on Twitter at LoganMyers144. And tonight's a big night, and I have some guests, and a huge guest right now, who will be making his return. But before I go, see, you guys, I'm so excited that I'm so excited right now. I had to mess up just for this.
Botchamania.
Botchamania. See. I am excited though. I'm not gonna lie. Tonight is Tuesday Takeover, and please welcome once again Shadow Man #1 James Hebert to the podcast. How are you doing?
What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your friendly neighborhood Shadow Man #1, and today I'm worse than Chris Benoit murdering his wife and child.
Oh shit!
Oh Jesus!
For those who don't know, hit me up on the DMs on Twitter. I'll explain everything later. It will all make sense. Anyway.
That's probably why I messed up, because I added that late and I was laughing my ass off in my head. So that's why I messed up. But let's keep going. I'm good now. Last but not least, please welcome back after nearly 9 months of searching long and hard on Match Me, Plenty of Fish, Christian Mingle, Canadian Sweeties, and probably even a random ass job site. Please help me welcome back to Future Wrestling Podcast right here on Future Entertainment, Matt Tennant.
Hello, well, thank you. It's actually good to be back. It's really good to be back. And can I just say, you searched all them websites, but you missed out Bros for Hoes. If you'd have gone there, Logan, bang, you'd have got me straight off.
Now, do you think if Zack Ryder ran that website, it would be Broskis for Hoskies?
Yes, it probably would.
Whoa, motherfucker!
Sir, you had a long introduction there, and it was even longer than Undertaker's wrestling entrance.
Which one, me or Matt?
Matt.
Fair
yours is like 4 letters, 4 words. That's it. Basically. You don't need a big introduction, but Matt, it's been a long time. I'm happy that you're back.
It has been. I just met Matt today, actually. So, you know.
I'm sorry, but for both of you to be on this podcast with
me. You sure?
Yeah.
Sure you're sorry?
Yep, but Matt, please introduce everybody to where they could check you out on Twitter and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, you can check me out on Twitter at @ThePerfectTenant, and that's it. I have nothing else to plug this week, Logan. But give it a few weeks, and I'll probably have 3 or 4 things to throw out there.
Dear God, we're gonna have like 5 minutes of introduction of just plugging himself.
Well, no, so I had the shortest introduction. He had the longest introduction. He had the shortest plug. I'm going to have the shortest plug. Or I'm going to have the longest plug. It all comes full circle. So you guys can check me out. First off at Shadow Man 1 on YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like I'm on one of them skateboarding games of the introduction like that. Like,
this is the morning Kumite. This is the morning Kumite, bitch. No, I'm kidding. We're on, you guys can check me out at youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. That's where I upload all my content that's not related to Weymouth Wrestling. And I've actually started uploading there again, doing live streams, all that fun jazz. Go check it all out. You can also check me out on youtube.com/user/WYWPride. That is Weymouth Wrestling, which is a CAW wrestling organization that yours truly run. So yeah, go check that out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to make sure you're notified of all my videos. And last but not least, follow me on Twitter at jhebertside95, otherwise known as Shadow Man #1.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Matt, for coming on here. But let's get down to business. But before we get started,
to defeat the Huns.
Oh Jesus! Tonight's first ever edition of Tuesday night Tuesday Takeover is brought to you by this channel's brand new theme song by my boy Avery Santos. If you would like to listen to any of his past music or any of the future, pun intended, follow the link below in the description. I will be adding it here shortly. But alright, this show will be taking over your Tuesday nights. And I'll be hosting this each and every Tuesday with a different subject and a different segment. You could get your old school, hangover fixed on Tuesdays. You can get plain cruise control, or you could just talk NXT outside of the weekly NXT review with me and Travis. That will be returning in the future. But keep an eye out for the announcements on my Twitter. And let's get started on this bad boy, guys.
Yay. Let's go.
Oh, you guys are so excited, man.
I brought down the morale of the show. It's just like, yay.
I hired the
Let's
right
go.
people. I hired the right people.
Everyone's just sitting there now thinking, how is he worse than Benoit? That's all anyone's now going to hear from this podcast.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
They're not going to hear what we're talking about. They're just going to think, how the fuck is he worse than Chris Benoit?
Yeah, exactly, right?
But
No. Ask two specific people. Maybe they'll tell you. Anyway.
Before we get started, Tater Snake is in the chat. Gable wasn't on Raw. Logan, this is an outrage, and he also says hello to everybody with a smiley face.
I agree with you, Tater. I absolutely agree with you.
I do. See, this is the part of the booking that I do not understand. 1 week you book him very strong, in my opinion, getting an upset win over Jinder Mahal, and then the next week it's where the fuck?
He's not even on the show. He's not even on the show.
You got to keep building the momentum. You can't just go out there and get an upset win over a former WWE champion and a former United States champion and not put him on the show the following week. I do not get it. What do you guys think?
But Logan, they don't have enough time on the air. Bro, they have 3 hours. You kidding me? You can't find one segment for Chad fucking Gable. Backstage segment, anything. He was literally on nothing. They just mentioned him on commentary when Jinder Mahal carcasses his fucking steroided ass up to the fucking ring. That's when they mention him. He's not even on screen.
I was going to say his titty ass carcass, but okay.
That would have made more sense. I blanked for a minute because every time I rant, I always blank. But anyway.
But I like your point there, James. But Matt, it's when you look at this booking, it's you get that emoji that pops up, bruh. That little kid that's bruh. What the hell?
Bruh.
It's typical of WWE, though, isn't it? They've not got a clue what they're doing with their mid to lower card wrestlers from 1 week to the next.
Exactly.
They concentrated on Lesnar. They concentrated on Reigns. They concentrated to a point on Seth Rollins, and then everyone else is just. It reminds me of how WCW was run in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's no clear direction for anyone.
I'm shocked. You and I, that's the first person someone actually agrees with my sentiment, because I've said that for I don't even know how many freaking years, that it feels like we're watching WCW 2000 all over again, just in a longer time span. That's what it feels like. I want to add to your point too, Matt, the thing that aggravates me the most is, I think exactly what you hit on, is specifically Roman and Lesnar. Not only are they focusing on these two guys, but they're focusing on two guys literally no one gives a fuck about anymore. No one cares. No one gives a fuck about this feud. Lesnar can move on to somebody else. It might be way better than him versus Reigns. Guarantee it. Have him fight Lashley. Have him fight Strowman again. Have him fight somebody other than Roman Reigns, who you have failed on time and time again, and keep doing no favors for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, and I would also add to that, two men who actually don't need the spotlight anymore. Reigns and Lesnar are over enough with the audience. We know who they are. We know what they want. I don't really feel there's a need to give them 20, 30 minutes of microphone time or or anything like that.
Or not to mention the fact that they had Roman Reigns cut a promo. Did anyone else get pissed off by this? He cuts a promo and it have this dramatic background music.
Mm-hmm.
What is this bullshit? Are we in Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Before we keep going, Tater Snakes, he says he beat the guy who was in featured 6-man tag this week. Watts would not stand for this shit. That's for Chad Gable. And then he also had to say WCW Nitro in 2000 had a better set and a blue ring mat. Automatic victory.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Tater, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, man.
There you go.
You tripping. You're tripping, man.
The booking,
right back.
The WWE booking right now makes me want to be king of the hill and just drink with 3 other guys at my trash can.
Dude,
outside.
we should that should totally be a skit. I wish we had animators. Just the 3 of us, and then maybe like one other person, maybe like Travis or somebody, but he's the one that like smokes instead of drinks, and like we're
I can
all
vape.
just yeah, and we're just all chilling at the lawn of Hank Hill. And you just have the whole King of the Hill thing. That would be money, dude. We'd be the new NWO King of the Hill edition.
Matt has been gone for so long that he probably does not know that I vape now.
Do you know that?
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yep. And Tater Snake says Nitro did not have Chad Gable. That's the only thing Nitro did not have. They had
that means it's not an automatic.
Neither did Raw, so
they had Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash. Yeah. Who could get injured first? Match.
No. You know what would automatically make WCW fine? Just put frickin' Vince Russo with Keemstar. It's great. It's fine. We're great. That's an automatic win. We fuck WWE. Watch what WCW did in 2000. Somehow pulled Keemstar out of a time machine.
But I wanted Russo versus Will Ospreay. Come on now.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then Will Ospreay can't go over Vince Russo, bro. It's just it can't happen, bro.
I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody, but Vince Russo to me would probably book him versus that little girl, that Bailey's best friend or whatever, in a match. Since she's working indies now, if you guys didn't know.
Wait, Izzy is working indies?
Yes, Izzy is working indies. She was I think she was even in a segment with Joey Ryan, but I'm not sure.
Oh God, no! That's no. That's no.
But I don't think they did the dick spot, so I hate.
God, I was about to say.
Have they not had enough of fucking whoring that little girl out to wrestling promotions for free?
You done made her a prostitute within one match.
Well, I mean, I'll put you this. I'll put you this way. I'll put it to you this way. Excuse me. Maybe she won't be like Bailey. Maybe she won't be Izzy, the annoying.
She actually
girl.
turned heel or whatever. She's actually heel in the Indies. I heard.
Yeah, because I saw that coming from a mile away when she like had the Alexa Bliss get up. Like there was no way she wasn't gonna be a big time heel in the Indies. I don't think she's big time yet, but I think it's. I guarantee you it's coming.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy for the little girl, even though her parents are bitches. She's at the age where she knows what she wants to do in the future, and I think this could be a good thing. And I don't see it as a negative thing, especially at the age, because look, Paige started wrestling at age 12. I think I read.
How old is she?
I don't know, 10, 11.
Oh my God, she's 11. And
okay, I know I have a problem with this because let's remember what happened to Paige because she started wrestling so young. Can we back this up a little bit? Because do we need to remember Paige retired and it was really sad and people were not happy about this because she just fought through so much and now she has to retire after literally fighting to get back. She had an abusive relationship, all this fucking shit, and then she had to retire. And now, I don't think Izzy's going to have an abusive relationship. Who knows? Don't get me wrong. But she's 10. she should not be taking bumps at age 10. I'm sorry. There's a problem with that, man.
Oh, come on. Can we book her in a match against Michael Elgin, or can we book her in a match? Can we book her in a match in a elevator with Ray Rice?
Oh my god.
Am I on fire tonight?
Don't let the War Raiders hear that. They'll freaking eat you for lunch.
War Raiders?
Yeah, they hate Michael Elgin.
Man, that's going to be one badass tag team in the future, I'm telling you right now.
I love how we just went right from that to...
I know. Please, let's move on to the very first segment of the night, and it's my favorite segment of the night. It's the hot seat segment, and the first question is, will Drew McIntyre become Universal Champion before 2018 ends?
I don't know about hot seat segment, man. My seat's lukewarm.
You know what? This is on fire, because I'm saying Drew McIntyre will become Universal Champion.
I don't see how. For me, they should have kept him in NXT.
Yeah,
at least for a while.
They rushed him up, legit.
Yeah,
They completely rushed him up. I get it. Like, you're doing this whole thing with Gargano and Ciampa now. You're doing this thing with Black and Blake. Drew McIntyre didn't even get his NXT title rematch yet. Like, I would have loved to have seen Drew McIntyre take on Alistair Blake. That would have been money.
Yes, that's what I've been saying for ages.
And then, nope, we got to bring him right to the main roster because we got to team him with Dolph fucking Ziggler, of all people.
Don't. I'm not hating on this.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. Because this could be very good for Dolph Ziggler's career. And not saying anything negative towards what Rocky said. He has a different opinion. I just think, personally, it might benefit Dolph Ziggler.
Wasn't Ziggler talking about leaving again? Like, the weekend?
He signed a two-year contract, and he's making close to the same amount of money as Brock Lesnar now. Well, he was. Until his
no, he was. Now he's probably making more on top of everyone else that got this $20 million from the dictatorship. I mean country.
Yeah, well, Dolph Ziggler is making the same amount of money as John Cena now. That's insane.
Well, all I can say for Dolph is I hope the money. I hope it's worth it because he's sold his morals, he's sold his pride.
Thank you.
It's like $3 or $4 million.
Yeah, but is it worth it? I mean, is it worth $4 million worth it?
Dude, he could be making the exact same money if he decided to go on to the Indies and join up with Cody Rhodes. Guaranteed.
Exactly.
And by the way,
we wouldn't be looking back saying Dolph Ziggler jobber.
I know it's the cliche thing, like, oh, well, he's still doing. People will probably argue the point, like, oh, he's still selling it moral because he's joining up with the Bullet Club, blah blah blah. But here's the deal: at least if he's in New Japan, and at least if he's with the Bullet Club or Ring of Honor, say, doesn't have to be New Japan, but if he's in the Bullet Club, the dude's making money, and the dude is pushed at a forefront of something, and he's not like jobbing out to everybody. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'd rather be the Dolph Ziggler who made $1.5 million on the Indies with the Bullet Club than the Dolph Ziggler who's known for making $3-4 million and sold his soul for no reason at all in the end.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see.
Exactly.
Let's see what happens because I do like where they're going with it, but at the same time I want to be optimistic here, right? But how many times, more often than not, especially like 2018, let's be real, have we been optimistic about WWE and then for them to drop the ball every single time?
We can be as optimistic as we like, but we also have to remember this is WWE, and it's not the battleground or the playground for optimism, is it? Let's be fair.
No, but Tater Snake says he will never get over with a name like Dolph Ziggler. Stone Mexican Guy says Dolph Ziggler needs to save his money and relax. Tater agrees, and then he also said, why risk his body for a crowd of 50 when he can make millions and wrestle in front of thousands? So,
but isn't it about
first of all, we
your
have
legacy?
Yeah, not 50 people. Can people look? Can we stress this point for a second that Ring of Honor is drawing right now more people at their shows than TNA did back when it was the #2 promotion? Can we just remember this? It's not 50 people in high school gym.
I beg to differ. There's this one show that Rad Zero and that we watched about a week ago. And it was a great show. Oh my God, it was better than Ring of Honor. But I do get your point. But first of all, we do have a Stowe Mexican guy. We have a UK guy. And we also have a Shadow Man guy, number 1.
Number one, baby. Moving up in the world.
But a Stowe Mexican guy also says you need to take the black pill and not expect anything and just watch and try to guess what happens. And Ring of Honor isn't mainstream and not worth damaging your body over.
Ring of Honor is not necessarily mainstream, but like it's not that like they're not doing well. In fact, they're probably like, and granted, people might not like the wrestling style. Fair enough, but let's be like a bit fair here. They're doing probably the best they've done in years, dude.
Yeah.
Money wise, like they're doing great right now.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of independent circuit promotions are doing very, very well for themselves, and they're just continuing to add on some of this talent that WWE is losing out on. And then again, a guy like Drew McIntyre.
And then the WWE raids it and then oversaturates their roster more, which is kind of part of the problem.
Can I just say, it's all very well saying like, you know, just sit back and see what happens, but in 2018, we know what happens now. It's the same fucking thing that happens every time. They push a guy for a few weeks until they get bored of him, and then they'll bury him in the lower card, or even on a kick-off show, and then, you know, we never hear from his push again.
Exactly.
And this is what's going to happen with Ziggler.
Impossible. And that's what makes it impossible for, like, people to be, you know, optimistic for a guy like Dolph Ziggler. Never mind for a guy like McIntyre, who literally got rushed to the main roster after just returning to NXT.
I want to say something that will make you guys laugh your ass off.
Go.
Speaking of the kickoff show, I know you guys just mentioned that. When I was a little kid, I actually, like when I was like 11, 12, you know, I still played with the wrestling figures. I actually found my notebook of me writing down the matches that I booked and did commentary when I wrestled with them. Here's 2 matches that I actually booked when I was 12 years old. Carlito versus Mikey from the Spirit Squad, and R-Truth versus Marcus Corvan. So let that sink in.
Wait, and there's no way that this was R-Truth from 08. This had to have been like, you're talking like Raw Truth Killings?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And I also
Mr. Pac-Man Jones supporter. Yeah.
I actually, there's actually some good matches on here that I booked, like WWE Tag Team Champions match, Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus the Basham Brothers. Not bad. Big Show versus Vader. Not bad.
Who the hell does... I could actually see the whole Marcus Corvan R-Truth thing. Didn't they used to feud back in NWA TNA?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then I see the Intercontinental Championship. I had Shelton Benjamin versus Paul Burchill, and I actually made the guy named Caval, I think it is. Caval. That was... You
mean okay?
Yeah. But I don't remember. I think I changed Caval into
Loki
Jesse,
and/or Senshi or Cabal.
I made Jesse from when he was with Festus. I made him Caval for some reason. I don't know. I was young. So let that sink in.
Wait, what?
Don't ask me. It was weird.
Let's just take that in for a second, everyone.
But yeah,
just soak it in.
My booking was pretty. My booking was holy shit, but it was. Hey,
where does Master J equal Mortal Kombat?
Well, hey, at least my booking was probably better than 10 times what WWE does. I even had Kurt Angle versus Matt Morgan for the World Champion.
I mean,
I had Maven.
No, I'm not saying your booking isn't bad, but
I had Maven defeat Goldberg at WrestleMania 21 for the world champion. So I mean, hey,
Logan, stop it! I'm crying with laughter.
So, but let's keep going. Hot seat segment number 2 question. See, I gotta make you laugh, guys. Come on now.
Yeah, no,
Y'all love me. Y'all love me. Y'all love me.
Maven Huffman, the cook.
Listen. At least I booked Maven properly and actually did something with his career. I mean,
no, fair enough, man. Oh my God, but
oh shit.
Stone Mexican guy says you guys are destroying the childhood memories. You fucking bullies. And I also, Stone Mexican guy says he likes Pirate Paul Burchill. I actually booked him very strong in the IC title picture.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I wish they pushed Paul Burchill pirate gimmick. That was money. I liked it.
That was money. But
dude, you know what we should have? Paul Burchill versus Maven.
You know what? Since I'm old enough, if I wanted to go back and book a match, here's what I would do. United States Championship match, I would do AJ Styles, Kevin Steen, and Jay Briscoe. Triple threat.
That's good.
I would do Toma Tonga versus Delirious for the World Heavyweight Champion.
It's Toma Tonga.
Toma Tonga, I don't give a damn. On to the next question, though. If Roman Reigns doesn't beat Brock Lesnar, then who does?
Well, obviously, the answer is.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Before we go, Tater says I actually booked him very strong in the IC title picture, Logan, on Wrestling Figures. And Stone Mexican guy says I want to hear how you booked the women's matches. There were none. I was fucking Saudi Arabia. I was, yeah. I'm not even gonna keep going. I know that's gonna.
Okay. Well, right. Here's the thing I want to say about this. The issue's right. It's right in their face, right? Roman Reigns is not the guy. Braun Strowman is. I'm sorry. Even if people don't like him for some reason, which is impossible, everyone likes Braun Strowman.
Who doesn't like Braun Strowman?
He's great. The guy's over with every bit of crowd that you can think of. Men, women, hardcores, casuals, kids, everybody. This guy literally has the world for him, except the stubborn brain of Vincent fucking McMahon. It is ridiculous. And by the way, we got to remember, this is a Vince McMahon creation, and literally, even though it's Vince's creation, Roman's more of his pet project, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. And honestly, as much as everyone loves Braun Strowman...
Oh, here we go.
I'm not going to bash Braun Strowman, okay? All I am going to say is, how believable is it now that he's already been pinned by Brock Lesnar in, a brief sneeze of time, and then fucking won the tag team titles with a child? Like, seriously? That is not the man I can take seriously as a top figure.
Yes, but...
Yes and no.
Right. They more than made up for that with murdering Shane McMahon. And then winning the Greatest Rumble. I think that more than made up for that blunder. Whatever momentum he lost, he has gained 100% back now. You know what I mean? So it's like that's you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it from that perspective, right? You could go with Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley just came back. So who's been there long term that actually can be and should be the Universal Champion? It's 100% Strowman. There's no one else. No one else can fill those roles right now.
Is it?
Go ahead, Matt.
Cool. I was just gonna. Is he going to give it to a long-term star though, or are we going to see another returning part-timer take it?
Anybody, really? I mean, not fantasy booking.
No, after Brock Lesnar, no more part-time BS. This ain't 1980 anymore. This ain't Hogan showing up whenever the fuck you want.
You tell Vince McMahon that, because I've got a
Oh no, everyone's told Vince McMahon that. It doesn't mean if I tell him that, he's still not going to listen.
But this is why I'm so really happy that Bobby Lashley came back and he's going to be working full time. I mean, I could see this. I could see Braun Strowman winning it, and then him feud with Bobby Lashley. Because I'm seeing this, like, for some reason I'm seeing this big time. And for some reason I'm seeing Bobby Lashley being a heel against Braun Strowman.
Yeah, if that's I would have a heel Lashley, yeah.
Because Lashley is so good as a heel. It's ridiculous how good he is as a heel. Especially in his TNA run. My God. Like, his second TNA run was some of the best work he's ever done in his career.
Yeah.
Not to mention the guys that get badass with like a 15.
Yep, I agree. Matt, what would you do?
Well, I still think at some point it's going to be Batista. We know he wants to come back. We know Vince's, love for Batista. Men that look like him. I think. I mean, even if he doesn't keep it for long.
Well, I've actually heard the rumor on Batista that they had plans of him returning and have a feud with Triple H for next year's WrestleMania or something.
Jesus
but now
Christ.
they stopped calling him for some reason. So I don't know why. It's weird. So and supposedly Triple H has not returned his text messages. So I don't know. But I get your point. Batista is a good pick. Even though
I find it hard to believe Triple H isn't returning his calls, because like, isn't Batista kind of now falling into like the Rock category where he doesn't need wrestling, but wrestling could do with him more than, you know what I mean, vice versa. You know, he's earning more from Hollywood now than he would in WWE. So for me, it'd be a coup if they got him back even for 2 months. So not return his calls.
It's weird.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But speaking of Braun Strowman, though, guys, the next hot seat segment question is Braun Strowman becoming the next Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era? I'm saying yes.
Yes, in a way. The way he's connected with the audience, his rebel attitude and nature. I'd say he's got a bit to do in the ring before, people class him as the Austin of the era, but I can see it. If you're going to put that tag on a guy, then Braun is that guy. There's no one else.
Yeah. But did you guys hear his reaction the other week? Oh my gosh. It was Stone Cold like, and even Travis said it himself, so.
Yeah.
So I really think. What do you think, James? Are you there still?
Have we lost James?
He may have had somebody come in his thing, and he had to do something, but.
Okay. Well, we'll carry on, and then he can jump in then when he gets back.
Let's read some of the chat. Let's read some of the chat and see what they say. Tater Snake says, "Fuck yes."
A definitive answer, if ever there was one.
This is funny. You're gonna like this. Stone Mexican guy says, "I don't know. Braun can flip a semi truck, an ambulance, and destroy a scaffolding set, but he can't kick out of a F5. Tater Snake
exactly.
says, I bet you Chad Gable could kick out of a F5. You are such a Chad Gable mark. It is so beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
Stone Mexican guy says, Chad Gable needs an Ultimo Dragon run with every belt on him. Oh my gosh, help us all.
Can I just say to that, Logan? Actually, putting him under a mask and giving him a whole new gimmick might not be the worst thing that's ever happened to him. You know, 2 failed main roster tag team runs. He's not going anywhere as a singles guy. Sorry, Tater, but
I can see him in a singles run.
What, on Raw? Is it really, Logan? On Raw, where let's be honest, the card it's stacked, ridiculously stacked.
Oh, it's definitely stacked, but I could still see it.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they took guys like Rollins and Balor and pushed them into the main event to clear, you know what I mean, clear space for newer guys coming up in the Intercontinental title division, then yes, I would say Chad Gable can do that.
Hey, what you guys can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What the hell just happened? My Wi-Fi just completely shut down on me.
That's fine. We were just reading some of the chats waiting for you to
come
come back on.
Alright, fair enough.
I was trying to be nice to you, sir.
I appreciate it. Sorry about that. I thought it would be fine, but yeah, I got it on a different Wi-Fi router now. Where was I?
Well,
I don't even remember now. Fuck it. I think it was something about heel Lashley and Braun Strowman being a good long-term thing.
Yeah.
And you could book it for like 4 months at least. Maybe even culminate the feud at SummerSlam or something. If they were smart, which they're not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen.
What else is going on in the comment section, Logan?
We're just debating whether Chad Gable will be successful as a single star if they pushed like Rollins and Balor into the main event to clear room.
Honestly, I don't see why you can't throw him in there now. And here's what I pitch, right? I see if they go the route of heel Balor, which I'd much rather see because heel Balor is the best Balor. If you don't believe me, watch his New Japan run. If they go the route with heel Balor and he wins the Intercontinental Championship from Seth Rollins, they get their program out of the way. You can throw Chad Gable right in there, and it'd be some excellent matches. I have no doubt because Chad Gable is the best wrestler and the best all-around performer right now, and they don't even realize what they have.
Yeah.
You know
would you give him a gimmick change?
No. His gimmick right now, he's a good promo. I don't know if you've seen his promos on .com, but he's like actually really good at promos. He could just beat Chad Gable. Legit. I'd Chad Gable and go on. No, you go on. That's fine.
Oh, I was just going to say I'd take him out of that Steiner Brothers reject attire he's got and to give him something else.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, you want to change the attire, go for it. I mean, give him some pair of tights or something. I'm fine with that. But either way, I mean, let Chad Gable be Chad Gable. You know, you got money there. Something tells me though, and I don't know if it's true. Even it's gonna be dumb. But I totally see them going this route. They're going to probably have him feud with Jason Jordan because of that fucking bad blood there. Of course they will. Because Jason Jordan's the freaking another golden child of Vince that failed. Sadly due to injury, so get well soon, Jason. But still. You know.
Is it just me who can see a storyline coming up that Gable's Angle's son and not Jordan?
That would be interesting. Or they can maximize both of them, and even though it's kind of going backwards a bit, make both of them their sons and give them the tag titles again and actually make them a legitimate tag team, which they failed to do. But
that would turn Chad Gable heel.
Yeah, probably. But then again, they're not so bad as heels either. If we remember, too, they were supposed to start out as heels, and they just got organically over. If you remember in NXT.
And let's be honest, the Raw Tag Team division needs them as a team right now.
Honestly, yeah, I agree with that, because they lost a lot of teams. They got, like, that Tag Team division got raped, dude. Like, it got all of its talent traded over to SmackDown. I mean, what do they have, like, AOP? They have the makeshift of like Ziggler and McIntyre. Like, what else do they have other than who's the Raw Tag Team title and the Leader of Worlds? That's it. They're your 3 teams. Where's everyone else? You know what I mean? Everyone else is like on SmackDown, which might honestly benefit SmackDown, obviously.
Yeah, but while we're on this, we were going to do the Backlash pay-per-view predictions. What do you do with the Raw and SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, and who feuds with the Bludgeon Brothers and Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt? Let's get that out of the way since we're on it already.
I wouldn't have given the tag team titles to Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt straight off the bat. I'd have given them to AOP first.
Really?
Yeah. And then I'd have let them 6-7 months with the titles. Just.
So you're saying, even though they're kind of new guys, have them win the tag titles first, and then have Bray Wyatt and, Matt Hardy and them off him, so that way you establish AOP before you have to do the whole AOP the Leader of Worlds skits of like they did with what was it, Crazy Steve and Abyss, similar to that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. The Leader of Worlds thing isn't sitting well for me. I think it's been rushed after the Ultimate Deletion match. I think they could have left it 2 months. Give Bray Wyatt 2 months off of TV, and then brought him back.
Yeah.
I just think it's been rushed.
Yeah, no, they definitely rushed it. I mean, I can understand why they did it, because they wanted to make. Then again, I also don't see why Matt Hardy, of all people, needed to win the Andre the Giant.
That was purely done just so they could pair him and Wyatt together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the point is, it's like you didn't need to do it there.
No, you didn't. You could have done it on the stage where people actually saw it.
Not even just that. It's like they do it for the Battle Royal, but then Matt never shows the trophy, and you're like, what the hell is the point of doing this?
Yeah.
You could have done so many better things with that.
So who would you guys put? What teams for Raw and SmackDown for the champions to face them?
Bludgeon Brothers, I'd absolutely keep. They're on a tear right now. I actually like.
Well, I'm saying who should they feud with?
Who should they feud with? I'd love to see some matches between the Bar and the Bludgeon Brothers. I think there could be some hosses. 4 hosses going at it in the ring right there.
Yeah, Cesaro and Sheamus.
I mean, think about it. You got the tan guy versus another tan guy, and you got a white guy versus another white guy, and they both happen to be ginger. It makes for a perfect feud. I don't like your beard. Well, I don't like your fucking hair or your beard.
God.
No, obviously it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that stupid. But I could, in all honesty, I can see the Bar have some classic tag matches with the Bludgeon Brothers.
Next thing you know, we're going to be fighting over who's having blonde moments more.
I mean, we could always have Dana Brooke fight friggin' Lana and just have that go on.
Sexy. By the way, Lana was backstage with Rusev tonight on SmackDown Live, and said that the Rusev is being held back, and they kind of hinted at that ending with having his little white fella also beside him. So Lana could be going back with Rusev, so let that sink in.
Wait, are you telling me what is dude, no. That's bad idea. Cuz I love Rusev, and Rusev absolutely deserves to have this over, but Aiden English is a part of this act more than anyone else as well.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Just have them all. Just have them all in a little faction. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Tater Snake just ruined it for me. Literally, just ruined it.
For me. What happened?
Booker T and Edge feuded over shampoo. Let's not forget.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, then there goes my idea with the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Bar and the Whole meaning of their feud. Fuck your beard. No, fuck your beard and your hair. Well, fuck your hair too. Oh wait, you have none, Eric.
All right, but let's keep going for the last question on the hot seat segment. Can Elias become the biggest heel in WWE outside of the Miz in the mid-card division and be the next heel Intercontinental Champion?
Yes, and yes again.
Why?
Sorry, but I walk with Elias.
I walk with Elias, don't get me wrong, but I think we're stretching it a little bit by saying he'd be better heel than the Miz.
I'm not saying better, I'm saying can he become, like a heel like the Miz, like what Miz has accomplished and what he's done lately. He's got the mic skills, he's got the very good character, and he's actually not half bad in the ring, so...
Well, here's the problem with it, is that the Miz got over by, he was a heel, and people hated him, and it was go-away heat for a while until he proved everyone wrong, and he, turned it around completely. So, this is a guy who's already organically over, and, yeah, you could have him as a heel, but is he more money as a babyface? That's you kind of walk that line there. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's you can't really. There's really no comparison when it comes to that. I think he could be a good heel champion. I think he'd just be a better babyface champion or a babyface contender, which one you want to go by. You know what I mean?
I would say I think the gimmick of Elias, the whole pre-match thing, I don't think it'd resonate as much or as long as it has as a heel. I think it'd become a bit, you know what I mean, a bit predictable and a bit bleh if he was a babyface.
Yeah.
I think for Elias to become a babyface, you probably have to take the guitar away from him, because he does his best work as a heel with the songs before the belt. So.
Well, but right. People that have gotten over as baby faces and huge baby faces were over as heels, you know what I mean? So, who's to say he can't keep the guitar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but would it have as much effect? Can you see him going out and singing to Memphis, I love you, Memphis? No.
I could, actually. I could, honestly. Because it makes... You said Memphis and Elias in the same sentence. They kind of go hand in hand right now. So, if we say Detroit and Elias, I can see that. I love you, Detroit, Michigan, home of hardcore punk. Da 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 da.
Do you know what, now you've sung that, if he pointed out each town's flaws in a funny, humorous way, then maybe that would actually get across as a babyface.
True. I don't know. I think but that's where you improvise, isn't it? You know what I mean? The Rock improvised. He stopped trashing the crowd and started, getting the crowd involved. You know what I mean? So,
I thought they could have helped themselves turning Elias babyface at WrestleMania had they had him as Braun's tag team partner, and then you had the odd couple, and you know what I mean?
Of course they didn't, because they're we got to put in John Cone's son in the fucking match.
And John Cena needs a punch bag. Out you go, Elias.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Yeah, no. He buried Elias, and then Taker buried Cena. So what does that make Elias?
Exactly. Got buried by the man who got buried by the bigger man.
That makes him the really teeny tiny man. Actually, no. It makes him a boy. Which is true, honestly. Because if you go by OSW logic, he's a boy. Oh, sad face.
Alright, well let's move on to the Future Now news. We only got two things to talk about. Let's make it quick. Brock Lesnar signed his new deal. What do you guys think?
Fuck him.
Yes. Could not have put it better myself. Brock Lesnar, fuck you.
Fuck off, you bellend.
$500,000 a match for what? For a few suplexes and to blow up 5 minutes in? No, thank you. WWE, they've wasted some money.
Now,
on some
if you
shit in the past.
if you paid him that much back at WrestleMania 19, where he almost broke his neck, whole different story. This ain't WrestleMania 19. So yeah, please kindly go to UFC, bugger off, get killed by Cain Velasquez again.
And that's what we think, ladies and gentlemen.
Buried. We're burying people. Shadow Man #1 is awful, man. And his
partner off him. He's burying everyone.
And his partner in crime, Shadow Man #2.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're only the second worst, man.
Honestly, should we even continue on this?
I'm only the worst. I'm worse. I'm not as worse as the man who's worse than Benoit. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But Logan, seriously, what do you think of it? What do you think of Brock Lesnar's new deal?
Yeah, I mean, good for him. He can have the money, you know. But I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Like, if in fairness, and I feel like we're kind of a little hard on Brock. I get where you're coming from. I will say that if I was Brock Lesnar and I got that much money to do literally nothing,
you'd take it.
I'd probably. But then again, I don't know, because I'm not Brock. You know what I mean? I'm me. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, by the way, I want people to be like, people are talking to me like, oh, well, Brock Lesnar is not social. Oh, no. No, and I'll tell you why. Brock Lesnar not social, and that's why he was playing soccer with Randy Orton. When does he ever play soccer with Randy Orton? He did that in Saudi Arabia, probably knowing the cameras were on because he got paid a big fat check from the Saudis, okay? This whole damn reason he was probably playing soccer with them. He's like, oh yeah, I'm having a great time. You know, it was the same thing when ESPN had him be a freaking, what was it? He was like one of those tenants for the border or something, or like, he was like in the window guy where you pay to get into the parking lot of ESPN. He was that guy, and they probably paid him a shit ton of money, and he was all happy with the guys coming in, having a grand old time talking with them because he got paid money. He's only not social when he doesn't get paid money.
Yep.
And we can moan about it, but it might not be for long because, from what I heard, his contract comes up before SummerSlam. So
I don't know.
I don't know. It's whatever to me. You know, I just don't want to even. I don't want to even be on this too much.
I think everybody else would be fine with it if he didn't have the title.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. It's like, had he not been a dope back in like 2016 and roided up for his match against Mark Hunt in UFC, no one, I think, would have an issue with him. And this is why I say that, because I think Brock Lesnar did not need the juice to beat Mark Hunt of all people. And he, at the time, who was champion, had he beat Mark Hunt, he would have been right in line for a championship shot in UFC. And probably, I don't remember who the champion was, but he was a jabroni, and he would have killed him. He didn't need the roids for that. And he could have done a lot of good for WWE, because the guy who's Universal Champion is also the undisputed UFC World Champion. But of course, he takes the roids, he's allowed still back in WWE, gets all this special treatment, and people are sick and tired of him, and they want him to fuck off now. So,
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to be too much on this, but we have O.J. Simpson. Oh, please don't tell me you're trying to be O.J. Simpson. He said, alright, since these fools were talking Elias, he's going to win the Money in the Bank, trade in the briefcase for a guitar case with the Money in the Bank logo. He will be
yes, please do that.
He will be the champ in the next 2 years. And hang on, I have a message that popped up. Definitely grooming him. Homeboy has been beefing up and shit on Instagram. Triple H got him on that Cena testosterone regiment.
Fair enough. Well,
Yep.
we can only hope. I mean, but then again, we remember when somebody had their... Last time somebody had their own custom-made briefcase. Damien Sandow, ring a bell.
Oh, Jesus. No, come on.
Do not compare Elias to
Just saying.
Damien Sandow.
I mean, they both have beards and long hair. How can I not compare the two, man?
Oh.
One's a more muscular version who plays guitar, and the other one is, more intellectual that doesn't play guitar, and also has a skinnier body frame.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only difference, really. They were both over gimmicks, and they're probably going to get nowhere because they're like, no, we're going to job you out. It's fine.
But
sad face.
Let's move on from Brock Lesnar and all that. The last Future Now news is it's been reported and rumored. It's just a rumor. So it's not, concrete, but the WWE is pushing real hard in the future to try and sign a guy that I mentioned earlier, Will Ospreay.
I don't think they're going to get him.
Well, okay. If they get him, and I'm not even saying this because I'm not saying it's even a demotion, straight to 205 Live to give that division even more credibility because for Triple H and for this to go right, he needs Will Ospreay. Like, that's how much value he has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can make that, like, you can have him go up against Cedric Alexander, win the title eventually, and he'd be a hell, like, you can make him a heel champion, and, I don't know, he'd probably be over because he's Will fucking Ospreay, but, still, like, you could do a lot with Will Ospreay.
He'd fade. His star would fade fucking as quick as any star you could think of in WWE.
Well, actually, right now, the most exciting division on the main roster is actually the Cruiserweight. I'm not even joking. Wrestling-wise, it's probably the best it's been. And that's because Triple H knows, okay, fuck the character shit, because that's not what people wanted to tune in for this show. Because we already developed the characters in the Cruiserweight Classic. Let's just focus on the wrestling. And that's all they really would have had to do. And yeah, it had to take Triple H to, like, right now it comes down to Will Ospreay, and if Will Ospreay goes down, I don't think it would fade. I think it would actually prosper because we got to remember this is Triple H actually running this shit now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's true.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if I was Will Ospreay, I would not trade like New Japan and the reputation I've got on the indie circuit for a what if in WWE.
Yeah, how old is he? How old is he right now? He's like wicked young, right? He's like wicked young. I wouldn't do it right away. I honestly, if I were Will Ospreay,
he could string WWE out for years and get more money in 10 years.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. I agree with you because I'm thinking like I think you hit the nail right on the head because it's like Will Ospreay he's cool. It would be cool for him to be here, but if Will Ospreay were to come here, he probably more than likely would fall flat in like 6 months. But let him develop himself for a few more years or so in New Japan, you might have a bigger star than you even realize.
Yeah, I agree. A bigger draw as well because New Japan is spreading like wildfire across the world now. You know, they're coming to the UK soon for a tour and.
Yeah, and they're in Florida, I think, right now.
There you go. So you let Will. Don't hassle him and try and sign him down straight away. Let him go and do his shit, and then then you've got a bigger star when you might actually need him.
Stop trying to rush people into NXT and stop rushing people from NXT into the main roster and let them ply their goddamn trade.
Yes.
That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story here.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next segment of the night, I just wanted to say one more comment from OJ Simp. I guess the Simpsons, I'm going to say it. Elias eliminated Angle, Orton, and the New Day at the Great Royal Rumble. It was kind of a house show, but that is still a push. And there's definitely faith in his future when he is eliminating those type of guys. I agree totally. I mean, that is saying something.
No, I can agree with that, actually. I can agree with that. I
will also agree, but I will say, who's going to remember that Royal Rumble in a year's time?
I'm going to remember it just because O.J. Simpson just told me to with Elias.
Well, because it came from O.J. Simpson, a freaking child murderer.
Elias,
is that what you're saying? I'm kidding. I'm sure it's not the real O.J.
Walk with Elias.
We gotta run. We don't walk with Elias. We've run out of here.
WWE stands for Walk with Elias. I'm really big on the future for him.
I hope so, man. I do hope so. Who knows?
It would be nice to see a star who has done better on the main roster than they did in NXT for a change.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And it's crazy because he wasn't.
That isn't Seth Rollins, by the way.
The awesome thing is Elias. To me, it's great to see a guy like, we say it again, Braun Strowman and Elias, two guys that came out of nowhere that wasn't featured on NXT and went to the main roster and has done great things for their careers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Vince McMahon also has Vince McMahon has been booking for everything for Braun Strowman. I think it's been working fantastic. I think he's got a hand on what they're doing with Elias as well.
One can only hope, but I mean, stop pushing Roman. Stop making everything about Roman. That's all we're saying. Because if you really want to diversify your roster, focus on other guys other than one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Elias could definitely benefit from that, and so can Braun Strowman. Yeah. And so can, even a Lashley. And even a Seth Rollins right now. As good as he's doing right now, he could be doing even better. Yeah. So it's just, that's where I say, do good, Vince. Do good.
Yes, do good, Vince. But let's move on. A brand new segment called Come On, Man. I'll give you 3 subjects with a little bit of detail. You have to answer either Come On, Man. Basically, you can't believe the opinion or the report, or you have to agree with the opinions. Okay, opinion number 1. Okay.
Can I just say, is opinion number 1, would Maven beat Goldberg at WrestleMania?
Oh, Jesus. There's a report.
Walked into it. Would the cook beat the dad?
Shut up. This is why you got fired the first time. Just kidding. There is a report that I read that says fans criticize WWE for making a disgrace in quotation marks like Paige, SmackDown Live general manager, after she had all the sex tapes and other stuff that includes semen on a title belt.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
To all those fans who criticise, fuck you. Like, why is this still an issue? What, two years after?
Matt, you have to say, "Come on, man!" If you
oh, sorry.
Like, if you don't believe it, come on, man.
I did it. Come on, man.
I like that.
What, is this they think people backstage have that opinion?
I don't know if I do or not, but there's fans.
Is this an opinion that a fan have that they think backstage hater or something?
Well,
all these fans that have criticised, hypocrites. Everyone's seen the tapes. Everyone's seen everything, and yet it's still an issue 2 years later. Please,
right? I just want to point this out real quick. I don't know if anyone listens to the whole Jim Cornette Experience podcast, but this is
I do.
It's the funniest thing ever. One of his co-host was like reading off a question, and the guy was complaining about the exact same issue, saying like that she, and this is legit quote, "I'm glad Paige is gone. I'm not necessarily happy for her injury and wouldn't wish that upon anybody, but I think she should have never been allowed in any wrestling promotion again after finishing that guy off on a championship title. Why do belts not mean anything to anyone these days?
I get his point to a certain
ridiculous.
extent. I do. I get his point to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least, and in the words of Jim Cornette, at least it was, actual professionals spunking on it literally instead of like some Hollywood asshole like David Arquette coming in and, spunking on the world title figuratively.
I gotta laugh at this, OJ. Here in a second, I'm gonna make you a administrator for this comment. He said Cornette sucks for that thing that we just said about Paige.
Hey, listen. The point is, I think I can get it, but at the same time, I believe that the fans might not like it. So I agree with that opinion, although I don't agree with. Yeah. I can agree that the fans have that opinion, but as far as people backstage, nah, come on, man. Give me a break.
Can't we just put all this behind us now? I mean, it's like she didn't intentionally mean for the world to see her fuck Xavier Woods.
The last
or Brad Maddox.
Yeah.
Or Brad Maddox.
The last thing we can say about this one is me and Matt talked about this literally a year ago, 12 months ago.
Yes.
On a show. And we're still talking about this when he returns. What the fuck?
Exactly. It's like
it comes full circle, just like Brad Maddox on the women's title.
What? Oh Jesus! Tater Snake says. I can't even do this. This has been. I think me, you, and I'm thinking me, Matt, and James needs to do this show every Tuesday from now on.
Oh, absolutely.
Agreed.
Tater Snake says my cousin booked an angle with her. Wrestling figures where Trish Stratus cheated on Randy Orton with Aaron Carter. You're not the only bad booker, Logan.
Damn.
But let's move on, Tater. That was freaking hilarious. OJ Simp said, I'm not a crazy indie fan, but Cornette has no sound reasoning when he bashes it. Well, I get that. I understand that. I see.
No, Cornette wasn't bashing it. He was actually defending. He was actually defending Paige. It was a fan of Cornette's podcast that was like scolding Paige. It was like,
wow.
Like it was ridiculous. I will send you guys a clip. I know you may not like Cornette, but like Cornette actually defended her, and I agreed with him, and I think a lot of other people would too.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean?
The next segment, the next subject that we're going to talk about is a guy that never got the finish with Paige. Alberto Del Rio, El Patron.
Wow. Wow.
No showed in I can't even do it now. No showed in event.
An indie, yeah.
For Impact Wrestling about a month ago without contacting them. He also had rubbed a lot of people the wrong way back by ruining their Slammiversary pay-per-view main event against Austin Aries. He got fired, and the only thing he stated was he had travel issues. Come on, man.
What? Like this is like for me. I believe it. I believe that this is the whole story because Del Rio's done it in the past.
Yes, and I'm going to add the third subject, the last one, to this one as well. Alberto Del Rio, Elbatron, whatever you want to call him.
Elbatron.
Sorry,
Elbatron.
I'm trying to talk fast. Had stated in a rumor that he wants $400,000 to return to the WWE.
Is that per match or his entire contract?
Yes, yeah, he wants $400,000 a match. He thinks he's in the league as Brock Lesnar.
I absolutely.
Please, hang on, stop. All three of us can stop and just say, "Come on, man, let's do it all together." 3, 2, 1. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Y'all suck.
I actually believe it because Del Rio's that much of an egotistical dick. Sorry. I couldn't join in with that. I believe it. I actually believe that he would say something that ridiculous. Although, I don't know if the report is true, so I'll say, come on, man, for that. That much I'll say. But it would not surprise me in the least if he did. Put it that way.
I mean, it says a rumor, but still, if he literally said that, then...
What a dick.
I'm shit. Yeah, I'm in the same league as Brock Lesnar. So I guess you need to go in the freaking octagon with Bobby Lashley then, huh? See how much of the same league you're in then?
I want to be a fly on the wall when he said that to Vince McMahon.
So
$400,000.
If Alberto wants $400,000 to return to the WWE, and Brock Lesnar's getting $600,000 per match, I want $500,000 to go work for Pornhub. Let's do it.
You know what? You would probably get way more money than freaking Alberto Del Rio would be requesting if you went to Pornhub. I'm just saying. But then again, everybody could.
But yeah, TNA still exists? ? Del Rio is still alive. That's what OJ Simp said.
Well, TNA is not alive. TNA is dead. Impact Wrestling is alive and well.
It's terrible. But all right, let's move on to the next segment of the night. Is sink or swim? Question number 1. Will the Bludgeon Brothers sink or swim as SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions?
Swim.
I'm going to say sink, but not for the reasons you probably think.
Because you feel like WWE is going to fuck them up, don't you?
Not just that. I think there's going to come a point where they book these supposedly big gothic fearsome fuckers as nothing. But I also think that after the bar, what then? You know, and I think they will sink as champions because they don't have the right challengers.
Hey, are you the one that they call the Wyatt family? Yeah.
Well, we gotta remember, guys.
Why don't you buy these hammers from Asgard?
It's basically their gimmick.
It is.
We gotta remember though, that the Sanity is on its way. That could also be another tag team for SmackDown. So
I would believe Killian Dane versus the Bludgeon Brothers, possibly Alexander Wolf, but I don't think they're going to use Sanity right either. So by the time Sanity get to the tag team title picture,
Sanity. They're going to break up Sanity because they're going to be like, ooh.
Well, they're already not bringing Nikki
Cross. The Bludgeon Brothers because he needs a hammer.
Well, we already know that Nikki Cross is not in the faction anymore.
Yeah, why the fuck?
Unless they do her separately and just have her come in later later down the road.
You know what's going to happen?
What?
Sanity is going to take on a life of its own. They're going to take over the Riot Squad.
Oh God.
Just letting you guys know, somebody's vibrator is going off.
Yeah, I heard that.
That was my phone. You know what? I'll chuck it over to my bed. There we go.
He'll use that later.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so James says...
Which James?
No, shut up. Shut up, stop it. James says that they will swim, and Matt says sink. I'm going to say they will swim.
Yeah, I say they're going to swim. Well, we'll see. I mean, how can they not... Well, I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to swim. I mean, they got giant mallets that they got from Asgard, man. Only Thor can pick those up, man. I mean, and fly with them. I have yet to see the Bludgeon Brothers fly with them. So if they can't fly, they probably can't swim with them either.
I think they got their sledgehammers from Triple H.
No, they got them from Asgard, dude. They're not sledgehammers. They're
sledgehammers.
Yeah, they're not sledgehammers, man. Those things came right out of the Ragnarok city.
It was just a joke. But we're gonna do sink or swim. But I'm also gonna do what if, and since we have 4 on each, we're gonna take turns doing them. So what if Finn Balor turns heel.
He'll definitely swim.
Well, I'm not saying sink or swim. I'm saying just what if. What is your
what if?
We're taking turns on the segments.
Intercontinental Champion.
Okay.
Simple enough.
What do you think, Matt?
I don't think it'll make a blind bit of difference. I think the damage has been done, and I don't think anyone's going to take him seriously as a main event star, heel or face.
You're probably right on the main event part, but is it bad to be a mid-carder badass heel? Because remember, if we remember, he never actually won the world title over in New Japan. I think it was junior heavyweight champion actually when he formed the Bullet Club the first time.
Yeah.
But that was with people who knew how to book him right. I do not have any faith that Vince McMahon wants Finn Balor as a main event heel or a mid card top heel.
But
go on.
Sorry, Matt, to cut you off, but his reaction last night to what he did to Seth Rollins was really heelish, and it was actually really done well.
Yeah, but it was in Canada.
Well, yeah, but you still got to think about it.
Well, actually, no, I can agree with what you're saying because it is a very heel-heavy crowd, and the fact that he got booed in Canada. No, I can see your point. I don't know. Right. If Balor's booked right, the first thing you do is get rid of that goddamn smile off his face.
But
yeah.
I think,
oh my god!
I think as a heel that smile would work. You
know? No,
yes.
He's not Bo Dallas.
That smile could work, and that smile to me is cockiness, and it shows
that smile. That smile is 1996 Rocky Maivia.
Thank you.
It's hideous.
Listen, I get what you're saying, Logan, but here's the problem. It's not I love you heat or I hate you heat. It's go away heat, that smile. That's not a good smile for a guy like Finn Balor to be having. When it comes to Bo Dallas, he can have that smile because it worked for him. As I said, Finn Balor's not Bo Dallas. Finn Balor as Demon with an angry fucking pissed off face watched New Japan, his money, which is the whole reason, even though he was a babyface, is what got him over was that Demon gimmick and the whole I'm a serious competitor and I'm going to kick your teeth thing gimmick.
Yes.
Not I'm smiling, I'm happy all the time, I'm cocky, and I'm every generic heel right now ever. Ding! We don't need.
And is it really
Adam
that fucking hard for WWE? Sorry, is it really that hard for WWE to look at what he did in New Japan and go, let's copy it?
Exactly. Not even just that. The fact that they decided, oh, well, we'll use this footage, but we're not going to use that booking idea from the footage that we shot when we first brought him in, but instead, 2 years down the line, we're going to make him Adam Blampier from frickin' sexoffenders.com and give him the I'm a smartass smile. Stupid, dude. Like, he will succeed as a heel if he goes Demon. He will sink if he's smiling doofus, tries to be Bo Dallas, Adam Blampier looking motherfucker Balor. That's not going to get over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read a comment from OJ in here. A couple comments. He said, Sanity will go nowhere. Killian Dane maybe has a chance. He said, without Gallows and Anderson, Balor has no reason to go heel. If he led a Balor Club, good idea, but without a stable too small to be good heel, would have to be chicken shit. That smirk could work if he had some big fuckers around him to defend him when he takes on other big fuckers. Otherwise, looks like a goof. Man, a lot of big fuckers.
I was just about to say that, but I was thinking that in my head. But real quick, even if he has a lot of big guys around him defending him or whatever, he's still going to look like a dumbass, smiling all the time. There is literally going to be no difference other than he has big, tall men now to fight his battles for him. First off, you're just making Balor look weak at that point. Second off, you're making him look stupid because by the time he gets to that main event, he's got a steroided up Miztourage that can't be there, and so by the time he gets his comeuppance, he looks like a geek. If he's Demon Balor, he'll get way more over. Even without Gallows and Anderson.
And again, I also like the fact that they don't use the demon gimmick too often, especially at WrestleMania. If you only use it every maybe a year and a half or something, it's really going to benefit that character so much at the end of the day. And I think the Demon should be heel and Balor should be face. I think that could work as well.
That is interesting, actually.
It is interesting.
Can I just also add to this that is there a face on Raw we care enough about to hate Balor if he turns?
Oh, definitely. It's Seth Rollins, I think. I think Seth Rollins is a perfect match. Because honestly, I've never seen Seth Rollins as more over than he is right now. And I'm being straight up with you. Because, he's actually great as Intercontinental Champion. I was very skeptical when they took it off The Miz. And when he took it off The Miz, he's run with that ball, and it's been good so far.
Yeah, he's legit. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, Rollins does remind me of the classic 90s Intercontinental Champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's legit become the Monday Night Rollins that he claims, and it's really working for him. And a lot of people criticized his promos back a couple months ago, but lately he's really working fantastic.
And he's an excellent promo too as a babyface. Can we talk about that? He is excellent. Not even just exceptional. He's the best babyface talker on the entire main roster right now. And that includes all of your top stars. Don't care. This guy's your best babyface talker. He gets that crowd so hyped up every time. He always interacts with the fans. He's always making his point clear cut, what his intentions are, always being a fighting champion, everything. This guy is the best babyface right now in WWE, which they've been severely lacking for I don't even know how long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, OJ Simp says Demon Balor is the perfect face, but as a heel, he needs to be that cocky guy he is now. I mean,
no. You gotta watch New Japan. I know you're probably gonna be like, OJ, fuck New Japan. If you've seen how the gimmick originated, Demon Balor is the way to go as heel. Trust me, it's much more money as a heel.
Yeah.
Especially if he's fighting a guy like Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Okay. So he said also Seth Rollins probably number one babyface. Rude could be there with the correct booking. And he also said Braun is also...
No.
Braun, let me finish. Braun is also a big face, and he said Lashley could also be a big face. I could see Lashley as a face or a heel, but right now, I think Braun is too big as a face to go heel against Bobby Lashley. I think it would be benefit so much for Bobby Lashley to be heel against Braun Strowman.
He should be heel.
Agreed.
But I think we should move on to the next thing so we can keep this going. We're going to go back to the sink or swim. Chad Gable or Bobby Roode?
It depends.
Okay.
If you're going to turn Bobby Roode heel, and if all these...
He's going to swim if he's heel.
Yeah. If all these losses are building up to a massive heel turn, then... you've got the next main event star. If you're going to keep him like this, no, sorry, you've lost what he had in NXT.
It's already I don't even know. It's it comes down to they're trying to make wins and losses don't matter, but then you're conflicted because then all of a sudden they do, but then they don't again, but then they do. It's
I think none of this would matter. That glorious gimmick was built for a heel, not a babyface.
Absolutely.
So you turn him heel, and we can forget everything that's happened in the last few months, and concentrate on this fucking brilliant wrestler and heel who could take the Universal title and who could have a Triple H run with it from like 2000.
Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, real quick, fuck you, Road Dogg, for fucking that up.
But by the way, Mike, Travis's brother, is actually in the chat right now. He said Braun is the most over thing in wrestling. Rusev number 2, Elias is 3, and Seth Rollins is at 4. I actually agree with that top 4.
I agree. Absolutely. It's better than the top 10.
But I'm gonna add a 5th one. I'm gonna say the Miz is at number 5.
Yeah. Well. I mean, I think he's talking Raw. I don't know. Did he include a SmackDown guy in his list?
Rusev.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So. I'm going to have to answer this. I'm going to say Chad Gable swims and Bobby Roode sinks. Heel or face?
Really? You think he'd sink as a heel?
I think Chad Gable, there's something about Chad Gable. His in-ring talent is so well written and it's stunning what Chad Gable can do in the ring. So underrated. And he does have a hell of a promo compared to his former tag team partner. So I think Chad Gable, there's something about him that is unique that I need to see more of, and I want to see more of, and they have to get the booking correct on this.
They have to, but they won't.
Yeah, they won't. I mean, if they were to get the booking right, there would be no dispute right now that a heel Bobby Roode should take on a face Chad Gable in a match of the century.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what it comes down to. But of course, they won't. All the talent in the world, the brains are not functional enough to fucking utilize them properly.
The lights are on, but no one's home.
Yes.
OJ Simp says, Rude looks like the fucking businessman as a heel, definite. But if you book him correctly, you can make him a big baby face. Also never said fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling. Also Tater says, Chad Gable, huh? Had to step away. Fuck. Gable.
I might have, in fairness, OJ, I might have confused you with somebody else, so I apologize.
Yes. OJ also said willing and gapeable.
Gapeable. Yeah. Willing and gapeable. Yeah.
And then
where's the bleach?
And hang on. Oh shit. And hang on. Fuck you, Mike. I love you and hate you right now, Logan. You were too up on Gable because of Hibiki Pro. LOL.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to the next one.
And he also said Rude can never be a top babyface. I
agree with that. I think that the Rude babyface ship has sailed long ago.
Yep, because he shouldn't have turned face this soon. At all.
I can agree on that. Let's go back to what if. What if Brock Lesnar leaves?
Yay!
Bye.
All right, well, we're done.
Which one of the three of us is going to put up the bunting?
I don't know. Probably not me.
Well, I think we can just end it on that one. We don't even have to keep going on this question.
Well, I mean, I could add one more thing. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. And then Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar, who is secretly emotional, he's like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. No one likes me again."
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Lord help me all. Please save me. Alright, going back to sink or swim, Finn Balor or Elias?
Elias
over Balor. With this booking committee, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
again, another match that could be awesome, but they don't have the brains to carry that out.
They had a feud together, Elias and Finn Balor. Remember?
Does anyone remember that? I don't.
I said it. I mentioned it, so obviously.
But you remember everything.
This is true.
So, I mean, I can't seriously. I can't wake up in the morning remember what I had for breakfast on Tuesday when it's Thursday, okay?
I remember everything.
I don't have your memory.
I remember everything I've eaten in the last 2 weeks because of the gallbladder issues. So.
So for one loss, you gain some memory.
Yes. Mike says Bo and Axel would flourish with Rude. Book it.
Yes. Moral of the story also.
Curtis,
look at a glass half full.
I can't say Bo Dallas so much. I'm a bigger fan of Curtis Axel. I just see something in him, and it's not because of Mr. Perfect and him being the son and all that.
Talk about criminally misutilized. Freaking Curtis Axel for years.
Yes. But let's continue.
Yes.
What if CM Punk never left?
I can't
He'd
imagine.
Be dead.
I was just going to say, I can't imagine a scenario where he wouldn't have left.
Let's be honest. He'd be dead.
Do you think
this would be Eddie Guerrero all over again? As depressing as that turned into.
I wouldn't go that
Don't
far.
need another one.
I wouldn't. Look,
I know. Granted, I know he's not as lovable as Eddie, but on the off chance, which I tend to believe, that he actually did have a staph infection that could have killed him, goddamn, that would be sad, and everyone would be upset. I damn sure would be. Alright? The guy died. Anybody in wrestling dies, it's sad, but especially a guy who was that big of a star, no thank you. I'm glad he left. Thank God. For that very reason.
Well, if you're Sami Zayn, you might have vertigo, so I mean... But again,
that's just WWE scrambling around.
All right, James. James, your opinion on this? I don't agree with it. So, you get staph infections every time you give a bad opinion. So.
No. Well, I mean, at least I don't give a staph infection, aka a slap to the face, and no one gets over.
Well, at least I don't cry on my podcast. Oh.
God damn it, Logan.
I win. All right, let's go.
My roast was 10 times better. Come on, that meme is dead. That meme is dead, man.
Let's do what if. What if CM Punk returns?
For a while.
Okay, if CM Punk returns...
No, it's a what if. In fairness, man, it's a what if.
It's a true what if, but...
What if CM Punk returns? Who does he feud with to start off the return? And I mean, can you imagine CM Punk and AJ Styles?
Yes.
Samoa Joe and CM
Easily.
Punk.
And by the way, if you want to see a custom promo on CM Punk versus AJ Styles, come on to the J. Hebert Side 95 channel.
And of course, Braun Strowman would give him a staph infection in the ring after somebody running power slams. So.
Well, no, because Braun Strowman's a safer worker than Ryback was.
Let's be honest, it'd be Reigns, wouldn't it? It'd be Punk and Reigns. And then...
I would rather see Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Finn Balor and Punk. Oh my. Drew McIntyre.
All right. No. Don't come in your pants now, Luke.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that.
Can we finish on
the title belt?
I'm sorry, I'm not the guy that finished on Page in the championship. Okay.
The same championship that they got rid of 2 weeks later because they're like, ew, it has Brad Maddox duties.
It's terrible. We gotta move on to the very last question on the sink or swim, and I really want your guys' opinions and the reason why you say this.
Yep.
Will Shinsuke Nakamura sink or swim as a heel?
No, because Nutcracker Nakamura is the best thing right now. He loves people's testicles, specifically AJ Styles.
What is it with dicks and sacks and all this stuff tonight? Like,
I don't know. Well, listen.
Did I really
in
make
fairness,
all these questions?
Come on, man. I mean, he has been punching people in the dick, specifically AJ Styles. He's Nutcracker Nakamura. It's the greatest gimmick ever.
Nutcracker. Oh my gosh. So
what? You haven't heard that one yet?
Why do you? So you don't think, like, all seriousness, do you think he would sink or swim as a heel?
No, he would swim. He was absolutely swimming. This is the best he's done since he's gotten up to the main roster.
He's like Dory in the water. He's like Dory in the water. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
No, but he's just like, keep nut cracking, keep nut cracking, keep nut cracking, cracking. What do? We punch AJ Styles in the dick.
Oh, and Tater Snake says, Logan, what did you have for lunch on April 25th? Sunflower seeds.
What?
What? I've been eating the shit out of sunflower seeds. I've eaten over like 10 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're supposed to? Fair enough.
I mean, it's the only thing that's been staying down with the gallbladder issue, but moving
on.
All
right, fair enough. I didn't expect that, because it's like the last thing I would have ever heard would be sunflower seeds, you know what I mean?
Dill pickle and sunflower seeds are the shit. I don't want to hear it. But I think Shinsuke Nakamura will swim as a heel, because it's just, look at, just within the last couple weeks since WrestleMania, the heel heat has been perfect. I love his new entrance music. It just fits it so well as a heel now. This is just perfect.
It's very Austin Alliance-esque,
very,
isn't it?
very Austin.
I agree with that, actually.
It is just...
Although someone on Twitter the other day posted a translation of the words that were being shouted over the top, and I have to say, thank fuck they're in Japanese, because they sound terrible in English.
Good God,
I've seen that.
Do I want to know what it says? Like, what's...
I couldn't tell you, Logan, because honestly, to my eyes, it looks like a load of babble. It just looks like someone's written down a load of English on a bit of paper.
Of course.
And that's it.
Is that like the same thing they did with like Greg Hawley's theme, where they translated everything that they were saying to English?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
I gotta see this now.
Oh, well, I guess we don't have I guess we do have a extra question, because OJ Semp actually asked us the question. One last question before we get off here. Do you guys think Ronda Rousey will sink when people realize she isn't full-time?
No.
Is she not full-time? Is that what the rumor is?
I don't know what she is.
I mean, I don't think she's a full-time wrestler.
Obviously right now, what they're doing is she is not a full-time wrestler, but she's a full-time star that's progressing to be a full-time. That was the impression I'm getting, because she's still at the Performance Center, isn't she?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Training. I mean, and she's, in fairness, she's not going to be producing a 5-star match overnight. You know what I mean? It was she got lucky in that she had the very best, some of the best workers to work with in this scenario. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So she looked awesome for what she did, not taking any credit from Ronda. She did. Not even saying that. She actually looked really good, this is coming natural to her. But it does take time. You don't just learn pro wrestling in 3 months.
No, and to what we have said earlier, her promos when she first debuted, so many people criticized. For you to criticize somebody that's not really... I know they do promos and talk after winning in UFC and all that, but at WWE, it's so much different. You actually have to cut a promo. You sometimes have to read off of paper. You know what I mean? You have to memorize this stuff. For anybody to criticize her, it's unbelievably stupid, and you shouldn't. Because the first night, I understand, it was her first night. The second promo she did was actually not bad. So,
yeah, exactly. She's getting better.
Learning. And I think she is full time. I think that's wrong. I think she's gonna have a match with Mickie James at Backlash.
Take a guy who owns a CW. Yeah.
I heard they were going on the European tour. I've not heard anything about Backlash. I did hear before we came on air. I was telling Logan. What was it? Oh yeah, that they're thinking about putting her against Nia Jax at SummerSlam for the title, which she'd then have to win, which means she would be a full-time performer afterwards, unless they're going to do a Brock Lesnar and put the Raw Women's title on a part-time wrestler.
I don't know.
Who knows? I will say though, as far as what you were saying about the mic work, Logan, take it from a guy, right, who owns his own work, like CW League, who was cutting promos. When I started cutting promos, I fucking sucked. Okay, I was the worst, and I progressively got better. But it took a good couple of years for me to understand. It takes time to learn this shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I've done commentary and all that for pro wrestling and all that, so I know exactly how it is with the stuff. But Mike also says on here, she's not going to last. She's a part-time talent. She's an attraction, not full-time. They missed the boat on her. She needs to be a heel. More people hate her than like her. There's a lot of people actually cheering for her, though.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
What are you smoking, and where can I get some? Because I think you're watching an entirely alternate product than what we're watching, bro.
I could throw shots, but I'm not gonna throw shots right now.
No. I'm just asking. You know what I mean? It's like I don't see her getting hated. I see her. She's actually really loved. She's over with every crowd she's gone to so far. You know what I mean? And she's won a lot of detractors that were detracting from her over. Yeah. Especially after that Mania performance, which was goddess-like.
Yeah. But we're all out of time for tonight, guys. First, Matt, thanks for coming back on your return. I guess we could do this every Tuesday, make it a little bit earlier, or maybe on Saturday. It on Saturday.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can, instead of Tuesday Takeover, we could probably do my Saturday Night Myers return. How about
That's fine with me. Yeah. What happened with that, by the way? You never got back to me with that.
I gotta get back to it. I gotta start doing it again. But Matt, where can they check you out at?
You can check me out on Twitter at The Perfect Tenant, and that's it. Like I said at the top of the show, I have no more shit to plug yet.
For me, you can check me out youtube.com/user/jhebert95. Also, youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. That is Whammy Teeth Wrestling. And you can also check me out on Twitter at jhebertside95. And don't forget, I'm your friendly neighborhood Shadow Man #1.
Well, Mike,
I'm gonna go do the crossface now. See you guys.
Hang on. Mike says she's not over. She's over with the media, not the fans. He says he wants to let's debate Ronda. Well, Mike, message me and maybe we can do the great debate. Let's bring that back.
Right debate.
And bring back and we can all debate Ronda Rousey and a couple other segments. So message
did
me
Did we miss out the Backlash prediction?
Yeah, I will cancel that because I know it's getting late for you, sir. Unless you want to do it.
Okay. We can run through them quick if you wanted. But it's up to you. It's up to you.
It's all up to you. I mean, it's totally up to you.
Yeah, we might as well. We've come this far. We might as well do them.
Okay. Hey guys, guess what? We're not ending.
Yeah. Come back.
Wait,
this is the bit at the end of Avengers when you leave the cinema and miss it. So fucking stay.
Do this to me. But all right. One of the matches that was just announced on I was about to say Friday Night SmackDown because it felt like because we talked about back in the day.
Friday Night Dictatorship.
But please, Mike, I'm willing to bring you on if you want to do it. I mean, comment in the comment if you want to do the show.
Comment in the comment.
Comment in the chat and tell me if you want to do it. But tonight on SmackDown Live, breaking news: Jeff Hardy will defend the United States Championship against Randy Orton. So let's start off with that one.
Wait, so what is this? I'm sorry, I heard Randy Orton. What was the other guy?
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna say Randy Orton, and he goes heel.
So you think
I'm
Randy
going to
Orton
say
wins?
Jeff Hardy. I'm going to say Hardy and Orton goes heel after losing.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
I gotta go with what Matt says, but Mike says he's down. Mike, message me what day you're free, unless you're free on Saturday to do it with, and just do it on Saturday Night Myers. We can do the great debate there. We can do Ronda Rousey. Well, thank you for doing that. All right, Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
Seth Rollins.
Yep. He's not losing the title.
Definitely Seth Rollins. Raw Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
Jax.
Jax.
Yeah, Nia Jax. SmackDown Women's Champion, Carmella versus Charlotte.
Carmella. This is turning out to be a really predictable pay-per-view.
I have a funny feeling Charlotte gets the title back.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, and here's the reason, okay? And I don't know how much hate I'm going to get for this, because there probably are some Carmella fans out there, but I'm going to be honest. She's not that good.
She's
not that good.
She's fallen flat.
Carmella, I want to
that
give
money in the bank.
I want to give her a chance. I want to give Carmella a chance, big time. But
if she loses a Backlash, I think that's it for her. She's done.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, I mean, considering the fact that if she cannot retain the title after getting the Money in the Bank briefcase, essentially from a man winning it for her, God, she's gonna look so bad. I'm sorry, like, that's the truth.
Mike says, although money is in Asuka. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
Money is absolutely an Asuka.
Big time.
Well, I don't know. And now they're trying to dim her down a bit after her loss to Charlotte. I hope they don't, because that would be stupid.
Yeah. But, alright. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley has been announced for a tag team match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I'm actually going to say Owens and Zayn, because they've been losing every time to these guys. It would make sense for them to finally get the W here in some way.
Okay, Matt?
I'm going to go Lashley and Strowman, because I just... we all know how Vince views Kevin Owens. It's like, I can't see him putting him over Strowman or Lashley. And if they do, then Lashley's turning heel.
That's my pick. I was gonna say Owens and Zayn, and then Bobby Lashley turns on Braun Strowman.
We'll see.
But we'll see. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
Big Cass.
Yeah. Cass, let's be honest, he's just come back. Bryan's got all the momentum in the world. Cass has just come back. He needs something.
I would like to see The Miz interfere on looking like it's going to be on Daniel's behalf, but then kind of turns on him. Because, like, they were kind of teasing that whole, like, The Miz might side with Daniel Bryan thing on The Miz TV if you saw that segment. So, you know, just kind of do that, you know.
Yeah, I think Big Cass as well. And I know I got a lot of heat and flack about my tweet. I said Big Cass is money, and he's WWE champion in the future.
Don't say that. Don't say that. They might fuck him up now.
Yeah.
Got an emotional attachment to a guy that will immediately screw him up. I legit said this, actually, that I feel like if I said I liked Big Cass, I feel like they find a way to screw him up.
Of course.
Legit. That's really how it feels sometimes with this product. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe.
Senior Joe.
Samoa Joe.
You think they're going to make Roman lose again?
Yeah, no.
I know they're not, but I could see Samoa Joe.
If he loses again, then he's definitely going heel, or he's definitely just dropping off the face of the earth.
O.J. Simpson has got to hope they don't turn Lashley heel. His heel work is drizzling shits. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You haven't seen
Why
what
is everyone in Bizarre
You
World?
haven't seen what
he's smoking.
You haven't seen what he's done lately. You know. He's done well with the
Dude,
heel.
watch his second TNA run. It was amazing. Some of the best work he's done in his entire wrestling career.
Mike just made a good point, and it's making me LOL so much. No worse than Lashley as a face.
It's true. Jesus. Honestly, yeah, go with heel, because he's better as a heel than he is a babyface, man.
But I'm going to go with Samoa Joe over Roman Reigns, though, because he's also coming back from injury, too. And I just can't see him losing his match coming back.
Yeah,
the difference with that is Samoa Joe isn't Vince's bitch, is he?
But he is Senior Joe.
But OJ,
the numbers don't lie.
OJ says nobody
they spell
watches.
disaster for you at Backlash.
OJ says nobody watches TNA post 2009, 2008. Some people
Look
do.
at me on YouTube. I'm world famous, bitch.
Jeez, I just for some reason with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, I think Samoa Joe needs it more. Roman Reigns, it's not going to change anything if he loses. Let's just be quite honest. Let's be honest. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah, well, it's going to hurt Roman a lot.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
All the fans hate him no matter what.
Yeah.
So what? We're just going to keep doing the same thing, which is what's making the fans hate him in the first place, which is he looks like a loser.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like, it makes no sense.
Is it fair to say that in 2018, Roman Reigns is the Lex Luger of WCW in '89?
Yes. Except he's way more pushed up the cart.
Yeah.
I'd say he's more Lex Luger in, what was it, the Hogan Lex Express shit.
Right.
So let's be real. I mean, that's kind of what this is, except it's lasted longer.
Yeah. I think they've combined the two Lex Lugers in Reigns. Like, they've not pulled the trigger on him when they should have done.
Yeah, they combined the two Lex Lugers, and then they produced Liposuction to get rid of all that steroidy fat. And then they also gave him ramen hair.
Let me read some of these. No top Raw talent loses to SmackDown. Vince doesn't like it. Reigns 1, 2, 3. Reigns ain't losing to Joe. Vince does not want to pudge Master Samoa Joe going over Reigns and all his muscles. That's OJ. Mike LOL'd it, and OJ says Reigns wears a vest because Vince is only one who can see him bare-chested. Oh, Jesus.
No, that's bullshit. Look at his days as Liaki.
Oh, gosh.
Just saying.
Oh, gosh, please help us all. Alright, so going forward, let's see what else matches. The last one is AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. No DQ for the WWE Championship.
Ooh, it's no DQ now. Shinsuke.
I mean, you're probably right, but I just don't see Shinsuke as WWE champion. I see him as the top heel. I don't see him as the champion.
I think. Go on.
No, I was just to say, I think the no DQ has been added, so AJ gets the low blow in, and that's how he retains.
Well, right, I can see that, but at the same time, I can see that maybe Shinsuke was doing the whole Nutcracker Nakamura deal as a way to get this to be no DQ to add to his favor.
Yeah.
That's a good point, but
I don't know.
Are you overthinking it? Are WWE thinking that?
Yeah.
God damn, man! Why you have to harsh my Milo?
I don't mean to piss on your bonfire, but are we really giving WWE that
too
much?
late. You already fucking did. You also pissed in my fucking Cheerios, you bitch. We just met.
OJ says Vince don't want no Japs wearing his world title, and then Mike says racist. LOL.
You know, it's probably not wrong. I mean, at least, hey, in fairness, at least Asian wrestlers is being treated a lot better than they were in the past.
Yeah.
SmackDown #1 announcer.
Fuck, I wish he'd have Funaki as his manager.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm gonna say AJ Styles because Samoa Joe's his next challenger because what happened tonight on SmackDown.
So we're gonna have Nutcracker Nakamura versus Senior Joe.
No, I can't.
No. Sure. You sure?
Yeah.
Unless they make it a triple threat.
For sure. I think Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy would be another excellent feud to move him on to. listen, it's fucking. It's 4:22 a.m. I've lost the power of speech.
English words are hard. I understand. It's okay.
Fuck you.
Anyway, Logan.
Yeah. I guess that is it.
That it? Is that all the matches?
So far, there was one that was Elias and Bobby Roode is rumored to be also added.
Well, if we're gonna predict that, I'm gonna think Elias and then Elias.
I'm gonna predict a WrestleMania 13 double switch. Elias wins, Roode turns on Elias, and they switch roles.
That'd be cool. But I feel like aren't you overthinking it a little bit? Just saying. Just saying. Think about it. It comes around full circle.
Hang on.
Brad Maddox gets in there.
Hang on, guys. Mike says no tag titles. There hasn't been anything announced for any of the tag team champions as of right now. No match.
Pre-show.
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
The Usos lost at the Great Royal Rumble, so what are they going to do? They can't get another shot.
Right.
And the New Day's feuding with Sheamus and Cesaro. So, who's there for the... And that's why I asked you, unless the Bludgeon Brothers comes out randomly and wants a challenge, and then Sanity comes out. But what do you do with the Raw Tag Team Champions? Do you add Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy against just some random guys, or what do you do? How do you even?
I
Dallas
leave
and
them both
Curtis
off.
Axel.
Was that a joke?
Yes.
You thought it was.
You kidding me? God.
I think I keep the Raw Tag Team titles off of pay-per-view for now because they just don't look good around the waist of Hardy and Wyatt.
It's not that they're bad, it's that they have really no competition right now.
Yeah. And then I'd book probably a pre-show Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match where the winners challenge the Bludgeon Brothers on the next pay-per-view, whatever that is. I don't think a title needs to be defended every fucking pay-per-view. There has to be substance behind it.
Sure.
So it doesn't devalue the title.
We're making up words now. What about the Cruiserweight title? I'm shocked.
Actually, I think that's I don't know if it's confirmed yet for the kickoff. I'm not, or the main show. Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander also is rumored.
Love Buddy Murphy.
I'm gonna go with Cedric. No one's beaten Cedric for a while.
And I am aware, you goddamn fools in the chat, Travis and Mike. I'm aware, and I'm included in that talent in this chat. James doesn't count. He's got Virgo and.
What?
What?
Hey! I never agreed to that. I never agreed to that storyline. You wanted to leave me up because you're trying to dictate what's going on at Hibiki Pro. If you're even talking about Hibiki Pro, I don't even have the chat up. So, but.
Mike says may have to have a reunion for SummerSlam, dude. Why not Backlash? Come on, let's book it.
Let's do it. We'll have all of us here.
Never
all
mind.
Of us here.
I forgot Mike has got work those nights, so he has to like call.
He has to be a responsible adult.
Just don't drink and drive.
Yes, please. No one needs to die.
Shots fired.
No, I'm serious. No one needs to die. That's how people die.
I said shots fired because I said drinking.
Oh, that was a
My bad.
I got it.
Well, Mike knows I'm kidding. He knows I'm not actually serious.
I'm slow as shit.
You are pretty slow. But I guess that's all for now.
Can we get him something to colour in next week?
Oh, jeez. Mike has
Wait.
kids. He said Mike has kids. Oh my gosh, Heath Slater.
He got kids!
Man, this has been a good 2-hour show.
Yes, it has been.
Travis is asking me how much longer are you going. I don't know.
We're done.
I think we're done, right? We covered everything. Unless we want to, like, bitch about the whole Greatest Royal Rumble debacle for, like, a half hour. The fact that they went to a dictatorship of a country.
I mean, Matt, I know you got to get to bed, so...
We'll talk about it on Saturday Night Myers. It's fine.
Or, Mike, if you're not busy, you can hop on if Matt's leaving and you can debate the Ronda Rousey.
So what? You're gonna have a show on top of a show?
Why not? Well, let's just add it to the show. I mean,
it's going to be the 205 live of SmackDown.
Mike says Hebert equals rating drops. I know.
Oh, thanks.
I'm kidding.
Hey, look, I'm trying, man.
I mean,
but hey, we should. In fairness, we should probably. I at least have to wrap it up. So.
Well, the fans are actually asking, keep it going.
Really? I'm serious.
OJ said, keep this going. I don't know how I got here, but I like it. To some extent. He was drunk.
He just stumbled upon us.
He stumbled upon us while he was stumbling on the alcohol.
And Travis said he would join because he's just walking in the door now.
Well, damn.
So, Mike, if you want to join, get on Skype and I'll send you the thing. And Travis is walking in the door now, so if you guys want to do it, Matt, I don't know what you're gonna do.
I think I'm probably gonna go to bed, Logan.
I kind of have to too. You can switch partners. It's great. It's fine. Keep the show going with them.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right, man. I got school in the morning. That's why.
All right. That's fine. Well, can you guys at least talk until Travis gets in?
Yep.
Sure. Hi, Matt.
Matt, you can go if you want. I know.
Hey.
How you do?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good, but I have to be quiet because I don't want to wake up my mom. My mom's actually getting pissed.
Oh my god.
So I'm being quiet. Whisper.
Do we have a subject to talk about until?
Yeah, Greatest Royal Rumble. As I said,
abysmal.
Oh, Jesus.
Abysmal.
Besides Braun Strowman winning the Rumble. But
I didn't mind the show. I don't agree with it politically. I think it's the dumbest thing they could have done. So.
Honestly, I thought it was the worst thing I've seen since that December to Dismember shit.
Really?
ECW. Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
I thought as a show it was fine. I just think that morally and business-wise, it was the stupidest thing you could have made. Seriously, like the fact that they've been building up for like this women's revolution, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, remember that women's revolution? Fuck all that shit. We're gonna go right back to the days of where it was men competing, not even women competing for 5 minutes."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like for $20 million or $25 million.
I mean, and somebody who paid them that, who didn't really have a clue of what talent was in the company, did. I'm sure everyone's heard the Yokozuna Ultimate Warrior.
By the way, Mike, are you joining or no?
God. Yokozuna's been dead 18 years.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
How can you be a wrestling fan and lay out 20 odd 200, whatever how many fucking $1 million it was, and not know that the talent's been dead 18 years?
Let me add this
If Undertaker ended up getting a hip replacement, he wouldn't have known that either.
Dear God. But yeah, I thought the matches had nothing to them, and I just thought it was the most expensive house show they've ever produced.
Yes, agreed.
And they're going back in November. Woohoo!
Yay! Oh yeah, that's right. They are, aren't they? Fucking
so
greatest Survivor Series.
What we're going to get? Greatest Royal Rumble 2, greatest Survivor Series, greatest King of the Ring.
Yeah, without the women involved, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there'll be no women. Didn't they get dropped in the shit for advertising like Carmella and Sasha Banks on that?
Yeah, they got like a. See, here's the thing, and I said this, and I think people might think I'm crazy for saying this, but here's the problem I have. You're bringing in people into a place where they could literally get beheaded for their beliefs.
Yeah.
Why the actual fuck would you ever put your superstars at the risk? You could do all of the preparation in the fucking world if you try to make a funny face to the prince to make him laugh and he takes it as a sign of disrespect, you're getting your fucking head chopped off. You know what I mean? Like, how stupid can you people be? This is a dictatorship. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't obvious enough, it clearly shows.
It just shows that he cares more about money than anyone under his, his employment.
Including her.
Yeah.
His own son.
Including his son-in-law, yeah. Maybe he just saw it as a chance.
And his son, who was also there at the pay-per-view, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. Oh, God.
The whole thing was a waste of time. A waste at 6 hours we're never going to get back.
Yeah, and a danger to everybody involved. Straight up. Not even just that, it's like, morally, dude, what the fuck are you thinking? God damn.
I don't think he was thinking about his bank balance, wasn't he? He saw the dollars roll in his eyes and thought, everything will be fine.
Dude, probably. Sherry Martell's rolling in her goddamn grave right now. Jesus Christ. Ugh, it's so bad, man. It's so bad.
Didn't they run an all women's house show like the same night in somewhere in America?
Yeah, but that matters. Why?
I know, I'm just saying it doesn't matter. It's just like
everyone's like, well, people shouldn't be complaining because the women got a huge payday. That's not the point. That is not the point.
No.
Women.
I said on Twitter, like, if you
added
you push
your mic,
this women's
sorry guys. Just let
you've pushed this women's revolution, and then what? You just drop it because.
Hello,
Travis.
How you doing, Mike?
That's Travis. It's Mike.
Wait, is this Travis or
Mike?
Mike?
It's Mike.
So confused.
Oh my God! Sorry, Mike. You sounded like Travis.
Well, you're brothers.
You
so.
did first.
Yeah, I get that all the time. What's up, gentlemen?
We are doing good. We're talking about the greatest dictatorship. I mean, Royal Rumble.
So I know Hebert. Who's the other guy?
It's Matt Tennant.
Hello, Matt.
It's been a while.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Maniac Matt. What's up, buddy?
That's the one. I'm good. How are you?
There's all kinds of making up going on right now.
There it is.
Damn. But yeah, we're just.
What is happening?
I sent him a call. He said he was just walking in the door, so I don't know.
Uh-oh.
But it's okay. Gotcha. We can make this entertaining enough.
Hebert, don't you argue with me about Rousey. She's not open.
Here we go.
I think she is.
You do? Well, why?
Well, you don't have to argue about it if you don't want to. You're the one that said.
No, I like to. I don't think you understand. I love to argue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should know this by now.
Well, but you just said not to argue. I'm confused. Now we're arguing about if we should argue or not. You did.
Well,
you did.
Well, I would love to hear your side on why you think she's over.
All right. Because every crowd she's gone to, she's been over. That's my theory.
Are you serious right now?
Yes.
So you think she's gotten this over crowd reaction? Because when I watch my television, it sounds like I'm listening to a cruiserweight match. No offense, Luke.
No, none taken.
Dude, I really don't know how you think that. Do you have your TV muted? Are you sure?
And she does her Vanna White wave and her big smile and all that crap. When 75% of the world does not like Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I like Ronda.
Have you ever watched the UFC?
Oh, no, I've seen the UFC. I know. She was trash in her last fight, so...
No, that has nothing to do with it. People love to hate Ronda Rousey because she was a cocky prick.
Yes, she was a cocky prick. She's not cocky anymore.
Yes,
I think she got...
If you would like to make money with Ronda Rousey, it's not as a babyface. It's as a heel.
Just a second. OJ said you guys do this via Skype. Yes. He said she's over for now. I think her heat will go nuclear, and she has gotten booed. She has. She's like gotten a mixed reaction, I think.
And let's be honest. Everyone that wants to praise her for her WrestleMania match, let's be honest. I mean, she did. The only one she did more work than in that match was Stephanie McMahon, because they both took the same amount of bumps. And they were about as fucking critical to the match as you or I. You or I could have gotten that match and did what they did. To be honest with you, they stood. I mean, come on. Ronda gave Triple H a hip toss. Oh my god, how many bumps did Ronda take in that match?
Hey, listen, I run a CAW league. I don't think I'd actually take a belly-to-belly suplex properly either. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. She didn't take a belly-to-belly, did she?
No, Stephanie took a belly-to-belly by Ronda and landed like flat on her face.
Yeah, okay, so Stephanie took a bump.
Yes.
Okay,
sorry. But Ronda was the one delivering the move, and I think there was like miscommunication or something.
I'm sorry. When Ronda can take bumps and be an actual wrestler, then yeah, sure, I'll give her some due. But until then, she can keep walking out on Raw and putting people in arm bars as much as she wants. That doesn't... I'm not stupid. I've been watching wrestling way too long to fall into this bullshit trap of, oh, here's a celebrity, let's fucking pretend they're a wrestler.
Agreed.
I'll see. We'll see.
I mean, there's a lot to like really think about and watch in the future for her.
I'm just saying, there's a reason why you don't see her wrestling on Raw.
Well, yeah, because she's not ready, obviously. Everyone knows that, though. She's still training at the Performance Center, I believe.
Yeah, she is still training, and it's not going to be anytime soon before she's ready to be a full-time talent.
Yeah, and OJ said Ronda doesn't protect anyone on that belly-to-belly. I thought she was going to kill Dana Brooke, and not in a worked way.
Well, look, we'll find out how far she's come soon, because she's going to fight Mickie James. There'll be no help for her.
I believe so too.
And I think it's going to fall flat on its face. Not to be a pessimist. Not to be a pessimist, but I think that's where you're going to see the blindfold come off. There's nobody there to kind of, shield the people's eyes from her lack of wrestling talent. So it's.
Are we talking about the match, or are we talking about Mickie James falling flat on her face after a belly-to-belly?
Well, I mean, Mickie James is one of the most refined wrestlers in the female generation. So if Ronda can't have a good match with Mickie James, that even more says to me that she doesn't deserve to be on any card. So I've always been a big Mickie James fan as far as her wrestling and the things that she does. So if you can't have a good match with Mickie James, you don't belong on television at all.
Yeah. OJ said when she blocks punches, it looks terrible. It looks like a 70s kung fu movie.
The only person that looks worse than her is Shane McMahon, as far as punching and blocking punches.
But that'll all come in time. I mean, you've got to give us some leeway. You know, she's been doing UFC for how long? I don't watch it.
And you know what? I'm trying to be fair about it. Yes, I know she's not a wrestler, but then I hear people like Hebert talking about how she's so over and how people love her. People don't love Ronda Rousey. People have never loved Ronda Rousey. People watch the UFC because they wanted to see Ronda Rousey lose, and she finally did lose, and then people stopped watching it. So you look at the UFC's pay-per-view ratings. I mean, without Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey, the UFC's pay-per-view ratings have taken a big old giant fucking diarrhea shit.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, part of that's McGregor's fault because he's an idiot anyway.
Ronda lost before McGregor, so I mean, it's...
No, I know, I'm talking about his issue, but yeah.
And Holly Holm was supposed to be fed to her like some kind of big piece of meat, and then Holly Holm exposed her. So
right, but when it comes down to it, it's like she really showed a little bit more than people give her credit for. You know what I mean? At Mania, and I think that she has room for improvement.
Explain what she showed.
She showed that she can go. She shows that if with a little bit more time, it could come natural to her, I think.
And that's what I think people picked up on. That's what I don't understand. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just, what can she go? I don't understand what you or I could have done differently there with no fucking wrestling experience.
Do you remember when, even though he was a wrestler before, right? Shamrock debuted or re-debuted in WWF?
WrestleMania 13?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember how even though he wrestled before,
he did almost the same shit except he actually had plenty of wrestling experience.
God, I actually forgot we were still live, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, you're fine.
People don't realize that Ken Shamrock had a ton of wrestling experience going into that.
Yeah, I know that, but still, it's like I think Ronda's going to pick this up naturally more than people think. But I think it will take her a few more months before she's fully ready.
I just don't see her as a babyface ever. I think she's very bland and very Vanna White. Like, hello, I just turned tiles. Right. I just turned tiles over and look pretty.
In fairness, I do think she should come out with the game face. The fact that they're having her come out and smile is a little...
Well, even when she does do the game face, it just seems so forced to me. I don't see any kind of legitimate, like, acting in her. Like, as far as wrestling needs to be. I don't see it. It all seems very...
Spot.
Yes, it all seems very forced to me. I see right through it. I'm sorry. That's where I have to disagree the most. To me, she looks like a big pile of diarrhea. But that's just me.
And on that note, I'm going to bed because it's getting light. So,
I don't blame you.
Michael, pleasure to talk to you again. Logan,
yes,
thank
you
you for having me back on.
Good to
James,
see you.
Pleasure.
Or hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, and I will... yes.
Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure, and hope to do it again next week.
I'll see you, Matt. Matt, what's your Twitter again? I'm sorry.
It's the perfect tenant with 10 instead of words.
Ah, I got you. Okay. Okay, I got the joke. Hold on. Got you. All right.
Got it.
Yeah.
OJ says no leeway. They told me that she is going to be like everyone else, and so far, first match at Mania, and only on Raw for BS. She is not grinding like everyone else. That was not going. That was 30 false finishes that had to be choreographed for months.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
And part of that is unfair, but part of that I agree with, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's things about
I mean, at WrestleMania, I wasn't expecting her to, like, pull a fucking Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels or anything like that. I wasn't expecting her to have some kind of masterpiece. Yeah, sure, their WrestleMania match lived up to expectations, like maybe even exceeded them a little bit, but I don't think it had anything to do with Ronda Rousey.
Mm-mm.
I think that was all pretty much Triple H with three people that had no business in a ring, and that includes Kurt Angle. I'm sorry if that hurts people's feelings as well. I don't think Kurt Angle belongs in a ring at all. You can tell just by the way he moves and does things. He has no business in a ring right now. I'm sorry.
In fairness, I think he looked a lot better in the Greatest Royal Rumble. In fairness.
And to go back, I can't believe who Elias eliminated in that match too. By the way.
I mean, but in all fairness, that's a battle royal. Does Kurt Angle really have to do a whole lot in a battle royal? I mean, how many people have we seen appear in a battle royal?
But I'm saying it looked like he still could do good suplexes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if people jumped and did their job and stuff. Kurt Angle's knees and legs just scream that they have no business carrying anybody's weight. So, I mean, he can barely stand up straight. He can't stand up straight. He stands there with his knees bent. So, it's...
fair enough.
I love Kurt Angle. I'm one of the biggest Kurt Angle fans ever, but he has no business being out there.
Yeah, 1 second. He's, OJ, I don't know, what would you like me to call you? He said, yo, I'm going to get going soon, but do you guys take calls at any points? Would love to call in sometime and talk turkey like this so Logan doesn't have to keep saying, OJ said. And then he said, much love, guys, and you got a subscription from me.
It's not the real OJ, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, that's. I didn't think so, but just checking there.
Yeah.
I don't want him to cut my head off or something.
I don't think he would do that, sir.
No, I don't think he's a Saudi prince, man. I don't think he's a Saudi prince.
I guess Travis's internet sucks ass tonight again.
Oh well.
Well, he might have to take care of some business before he gets on here.
Speaking of business, I gotta take care of some business by going to bed because I got school tomorrow, and I'll be trash for tomorrow if I don't go to sleep now. So I do have to go. So thank you for having me on, Logan. I will talk to you in a bit. See you, Mike.
See ya.
I guess.
See what happens, Logan. See what I did.
Yep. I guess I'll just end it so we can talk.